Welcome to Chemistry with Dr. Z. In this video, I'm going to talk about pure substances and formulation and the difference between these two. So what is a pure substance? A pure substance is a single element or a compound that is not mixed with any other substance. So any pure substance will only have one component or one type of particles. These could be pure elements or a single element or could be a compound. We normally pure substances have certain melting and boiling points. So they melt and point at a specific temperature. The melting and boiling points of these pure substances can be found in data box. In everyday life, a pure substance is a substance that has had nothing added to it. So it's unadulterated and it's in a natural state. For example, the pure milk. How can we test the purity of the substance? We can use the melting and boiling points of our substance to test its purity. This is because a pure substance will melt and boil at a certain temperature. So the whole idea is that we have a specific and certain temperature where your substance will melt or boil. So to test the purity of your sample, you can measure either the melting point or the boiling point of your sample, and then you can compare this measured melting or boiling points with the one published in data book. So the closer the value to the one that are published, then or you can find in data book for pure substance, then the more pure or the purer your sample is. So how does the impurities affect the melting and boiling points? First, the melting point. Impurities will decrease the melting point of your substance. So if you find that your measured melting point is less than the one in the data book, then that means you have some impurities in your sample. Also, your sample will melt over a range of temperatures. So instead of having a specific one melting point, it's going to be a range of temperatures. What about the boiling points? So for the boiling points, the impurities will increase the boiling points, and also your sample can boil over a range of temperature. So what about formulation? What is a formulation? A formulation is a mixture that has been designed as a useful product. So it's not just any mixture, it's a mixture that has been designed to have a certain purpose. So each component in a formulation is present in a measured quantity, and it will contribute to the property of the formulation. So it can meet its required function. So basically, each component will have a certain function or a certain purpose in that formulation. So many products are made out of complex mixtures in which each chemical has a particular purpose. They are made by mixing the component in a carefully measured quantity. So not just mixing certain components, but also mixing them in a measured quantity. So that's to ensure that the products have the required property because each component will serve a certain purpose in that formulation. Some examples of formulation that you use in everyday life include fuels, cleaning agents, paints, medicines, alloys, fertilizers, and foods. All of these are formulation. Each component in the formulation will have a certain purpose, and the formulation is made by mixing the different component in certain measured quantities.